Just to make it 28-3. Arthur Blank loving it. Up by 25. Toss to White. He's in! What a comeback!
All right, welcome to 28-3 podcast. We're filming this one on location, beach trip episode. Going to be a quick hitter. We're doing predictions. It's Falcons game, Falcons 8 week. Corey, Max, Nick. All right, guys, what y'all got going into Falcons 8 week?
I think we just learned that Cesar Ruiz, McCoy's obviously out, and DeMario is not playing, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. That means we'll see a lot more of Corey's favorite player, Willie Gay, I assume, and Pete Werner holding down the linebacking core. I think defensively that's not going to affect a whole lot of what we do. I think it's going to look very much the same. Not really worried about that side of the ball. On offense, obviously we have a big problem. Seeing what results we produced with just McCoy being out, now Ruiz, so the interior line. I don't even know who's going to start in his place. You okay, Corey?
I just thought I saw something. Nothing.
So without knowing that, I think the offense, we're probably looking at another difficult run attack. And if Derek Carr will even be able to stand up to be able to throw. So I think that's probably, hopefully a low-scoring game where the defense keeps us in it again, similar to last week. And then we see if we can put a drive or two together to, pull it out at the end. I'm not loving our chances currently. I think we're probably looking at a game in the low 20s. Bijan and Pitts, without DeMario being involved in those two things, probably, spells big games for those two. Maybe we'll move Alante or, I don't know. The question is who they guard Pitts with to me, for us, after seeing what Goddard did to us.
Yeah. Do you think they just roll Alante on Pitts?
I would. I'd put a corner on him.
Okay.
But that's it.
But do you think that DeMario was going to be the only option on Pitts?
No, but he would have been on him on some occasions for sure. Yeah. DeMario earlier in the game last week was on Goddard, so I think they used a mixed approach, try and throw different things at tight ends, especially. But after giving up 170 yards last week, and you're getting a much more athletic and fast tight end coming in without DeMario, I think. You'd probably agree that Willie Gay is not known for his pass coverage. So Pete might be in there some. You might see Honey Badger. I would just put a corner on him. Why not? Drake London's not fast. I don't think Lattimore will have any problem with him. Adebo, most likely on Mooney's side. That's probably fine. I think the real risk is the tight end and the running back. So you have both of those things going with limited options for us to guard them. I'm going to say we lose, unfortunately.
Damn.
20-17.
Oh. Close one, huh?
I think we suck on offense most of the game.
You don't have your usual notepad, so I'm making it.
I don't, but just type it up. I'll say offensive MVP Kamara again. I think we're going to try and come out and establish the run, and I think that's the only way that we'll have a chance to win. I can't imagine they can keep Carr standing with two interior linemen out. I just don't. That's his weakness when there's pressure, through the center of the line. That's his biggest weakness, is dealing with that.
Yeah.
So I expect the pass game to be, average at best. And like I said, the only chance is another stellar defensive performance, but I'll say they kind of outlast us again. Offensive MVP Kamara, we'll say 110 total yards, touchdown. And then on defense, I will say Pete Werner will have double-digit tackles and be the best player in defense.
Okay. So Kamara, OMVP, what did you say, how many yards?
110 total yards, touchdown.
Okay. And then Pete Werner, just the most tackles.
Double-digit tackles, kind of. I don't think Bijan goes off on us, but I just think they probably wear us down because we're not going to be able to control the ball enough.
Max, you want to go next? You want to take it?
No, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously the injuries make it a tough one, but I mean, I think that last week, we went up against a really tough defense. Okay, so it's kind of like when you're like working out with heavy weights, and then you go to the light weights. You feel better.
Metaphor
like,
one. Let's go.
You feel like you can. What do you? I haven't actually used weights in a long time. This is all natural, man. This is God's gift, right? But I think we're gonna have the Falcons' defensive front's not anywhere close to what the Eagles was. So I feel like we'll have it. Even though we have backups, we'll have some success running the ball. At least I hope we will. And, if they change the game plan, not change it too much, but if they target Olave more, we talked about it last time, 25 pass attempts for the entire game from Carr, and even, he had 10 attempts in the fourth quarter, so it was like 15 pass attempts through quarters 1 through 3. I mean, I think especially being on the road in Atlanta, you dial up the passes more, and hopefully it opens up the run more. So I do think we find a way to pull out a win in this one. I would love to say that we're going to win 28-3 because it's the Falcons, but I'm going to dial that back a little bit and say that we win 21-17. And it ain't going to be easy, but I do still think we're successful. So 21-17 win for the Saints. I think your offensive MVP in this one is going to be Chris Olave. They're just going to keep going to what works, and he's going to find a way to just stay open. He leads the league in separation as wide receivers on route running, and then on defense, I'm going to go with Marshawn in this one. Marshawn always shows up against the Falcons. Other teams have stayed away from him. Kirk Cousins loves some Kirk Cousins, and he thinks he's got some good receivers. Marshawn's going to either end up man-to-man, whether it's Drake London, or if they run zone, he's going to be somewhere in the mix of things. So Marshawn just always kind of finds a way to be around the ball in these Falcons games. It's going to be Marshawn, defensive MVP, 1 pick, a few PBUs, call it 5 tackles. And then as far as your offensive MVP with Olave, give me 7 receptions for 100 yards, but no touchdowns.
Well, he doesn't score touchdowns,
right.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But 7 for 100 on Terrell?
Yep.
You think?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, he was there last week. We couldn't protect Carr to get it to him. So
right.
that's be my
I think
only.
we scheme it around this year. So this week, I should say. Max, how you feeling?
All right, I'm going 21-20 Saints. And I'm going to say Kamara, offensive MVP, 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
We're going to be able to run the ball. They will figure it out on the offensive line. Defensively, I think Chase Young finally, you and I have been waiting for it.
This is the Chase Young game?
This is it.
He's not just close. He gets the sack.
Kirk Cousins has no Achilles. He's ready to be sacked.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
So I feel like he's going to get 2
He's
sacks.
not running, that's for sure.
He's not running. He's going to get 2 sacks. That's going to be I feel like we're going to get a defensive touchdown, too.
That'd be nice.
So, yeah. Saint 21-20.
If we get a defensive touchdown, we can win, for sure.
Yeah.
But, so Kamara, 2 touchdowns. So we put 3 touchdown drives together. Well, 2 touchdown drives together. So you're not betting on the offense at all?
At all, no.
Okay.
I think Olave gets shut down by Terrell.
I think he's going to have a tough time.
Yeah,
But
he has a tough time.
I still see the total shutdown. I think he'll still.
Shaheed has a rough game as well.
well, if they both have a rough
games, it's not going to be good.
Shaheed should have an
No,
opportunity.
it'll be fine. We'll be able to run the ball, though.
Who's the Alford's still their 2 corner, right? Or is he their 3 corner now? SLU represent.
Oh, he's like, I don't even know if he's
He was
still
on the field last week.
Was he?
wasn't
Oh, he's 3.
So who's Shaheed going against?
Whoever the 2 is.
Yeah, but I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
I think there's opportunities in the other parts of their secondary because that's their weakest part. They sign, except for safety. Obviously, if they get pressure, they've got 2 all-pro safeties.
Yeah.
That's got to worry you from...
We'll be able to run the ball.
Of course. But, it's a rivalry game.
Simmons and
we're
Jesse
gonna dial it
Bates.
up.
Jesse Bates, you remember, this is where Corey gave up on Derek Carr after that.
I did
then they
not
added
give up on him completely.
Yeah,
but
you did.
It
Quit lying.
That was a terrible
Liar.
play. That was a terrible play. Either way, there's no way to
You
solve
weren't
it.
even that mad about the play. You were mad about his press conference after the play.
Well, that was even worse than the play.
Corey loves a good press conference.
I love to hate Derek Carr when he's like shitting the bed in a press conference when he's like, "Oh well, I didn't expect a defensive guy to be there." Like he went off with the place he was supposed to be. It's like, yeah, he sniffed you out and picked your ass off.
It's a great play.
And yeah,
It was.
So different offensive coordinator this year. He's talked about the way things are different. He knows he's got a better understanding from Clint Kubiak where he wants to go with the ball.
But you picked Olave as your MVP. I think if it's not the running game, that is probably going to be a problem against its secondary with the amount of rush we're probably going to be dealing with two guys out on a very bad offensive line to begin with.
It's nothing about this game is going to be easy, I don't think. But I still think that we find a way to make it happen.
I hope so.
And if we do, look, because I think there's just too much on the line in this game. We didn't really talk about it last episode, but the difference between being, so if you win this game, you're 3-1. You're one up in a division win. Whereas if you lose this game, you've got one more down in the Falcons. Who knows what the Bucs are going to do? It's a potentially season-changing game already.
I think that's fair to say, except it means way more to them than us right now in the current situation. They're 1-2.
Yeah.
We're 2-1.
Yeah.
They're at home. We still get them at home.
But that's what I'm saying. It's almost like a knockout punch for us.
It's a
against
big
them
blow
now,
to them,
if
for
we
sure.
were to get it,
if they're to win. If we lose, it's okay. They held serve. We get them again. We're both 2-2. Not the end of the world, in my opinion. So with that in mind, I think there's way more on the line for them than there are for us in Week 4. Their season could be in danger in Week 5, going into Week 5, if they lose this game. I don't feel the same way about us. If we lose it, there's still the potential to come back. Obviously, we go to Chiefs next, I believe. So you don't want to go in there 2-2 because that's going to be probably a bloodbath. And then we come back. Did we come back for Denver and Sean Payton after that? Is that right?
No, there's one before.
There's one before?
Yes.
Bucks, then them. Okay, so that Bucks game becomes our game for the season if we lose this game. But for them, if they go to 1-3 with a loss to us in the tiebreaker and the NFC record that they have, I think that's a huge advantage for us. It comes down to being able to keep the Bucks down for us and just kind of hold serve with a 2.5 game essential lead in the division. So I still think, I know we talked about it briefly 2 episodes ago, I think they're the main competitor in the division. I don't worry about the Bucks. I think the Bucks will fall back. So this is a potential in the first quarter of the season way to put them way behind us. So it's huge for us to do that. But the season's also not over if we lose because we get them back at home.
Right, it's not over if we lose, but it's we could really just bring the knockout punch.
Yeah.
So, do we want to take any? Are there any questions of the audience?
Who do you have again? Kamara and who? Who's your defense?
Chase Young.
Chase Young. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I spot Carl J in the audience. I feel like
Carl
he has
J.
a question.